All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So everybody is talking about this guest posing that Big Ramy did yesterday at Juan Morel's show in New York. So the main thing that stuck out to a lot of people about this guest posing was the fact that A, it's 3 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, and B, we haven't really seen much of Big Ramy at all lately in terms of physique updates and how he's looking this close to the Olympia. Obviously, he did not qualify for the Olympia. He took 6th at last year's Olympia, so that did not qualify him for this year's Mr. Olympia, and he did not do any shows in between to get points or qualify. So basically, as far as we know, Big Ramy's not doing the Mr. Olympia unless he gets some sort of special invitation. Now, this guest posing he did at 3 weeks out is interesting for a number of reasons, primarily because he looks so good in this guest posing. And this is what we were talking about, as maybe Big Ramy was still training and prepping for the Olympia as if he was getting a special invitation or as if he knew he was getting one and we didn't. So to me, watching the video back, Big Ramy looks ripped here. Big Ramy looks to be in extremely good shape, whether he was prepping for the Olympia or not. If this were an off-season version of Big Ramy, this would be an extremely impressive and slim version of Big Ramy. But even if this were a Big Ramy that were 3 weeks out from the Olympia, I'd say he looks like he's ready to compete in the Mr. Olympia. I mean, 3 weeks out, this is about what he would be looking like. Now, my best guess is there's a couple shows right after the Olympia. So my best guess would be Big Ramy is looking this good, not in preparation for the Olympia, but in preparation for one of the shows immediately following the Olympia. And that's why he looks the way he's looking, because Big Ramy, his best plan of action, if he were going to compete in the 2020 Olympia, would be to win a show right after this year's Mr. Olympia and have the entire year to prep for next year's Mr. Olympia, because once he wins a show, he's qualified, so he doesn't need to do anything else for the rest of the season. So Big Ramy's best bet, if he's wanting to compete in 2020, would be to win a show as early as possible in the qualification timeline for the next year's Mr. Olympia. So that, to me, would explain why Big Ramy looks so lean and ripped here, is because he's probably prepping for a show after the Olympia and not so much the Olympia. Is there a chance that Big Ramy could get a special invitation? I think there's still a possibility that that could happen. I mean, like I said before, Kai Green and Kevin Levrone have both received special invitations to the Olympia, and they both were Arnold Classic champions, but they also both were runner-ups at the Mr. Olympia. Big Ramy was also a runner-up at the Mr. Olympia, and he is an Arnold Classic champion, but not at the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. I believe he won the Arnold Classic Brazil, South America, whatever it's called, and a bunch of other shows in addition to that. So the fact that Big Ramy could possibly get a special invitation, I think, is still a very real possibility. But certainly, this guest posing has gotten a lot of people talking about, well, could we see Big Ramy on the Olympia stage? Again, I think it's possible. I do think that the fact that he's in very good shape here is an indicator that he's getting ready for a show very, very soon, whether that be the Olympia or a show immediately following. I think Big Ramy looks good here, and whatever show he's about to do next, I think he's going to be in shape. I think Big Ramy looks phenomenal. And the last thing I wanted to end it with was I commented this post on Big Ramy's page, and I commented special invite, ? And Big Ramy replied with a heart and a flexing emoji. So I guess we'll see. Whatever Big Ramy decides to do, you know we're going to cover it here on this channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of how Big Ramy's looking. Do you think we're going to see him on the Olympia stage? Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. And as always, Nick Strength and Power, signing out.